In this video I'll explain how to modify major and minor grid lines in a ggplot2 plot using the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you several examples, and all of these examples are based on the data frame that we can create with lines 1 and 2 of the code. So if you run these lines of code, you can see at the top right of RStudio that a new data frame object is appearing, which is called data. And if you click on this data frame, a new window is opened, which is showing the structure of our data frame. And as you can see, our data contains 5 rows and 2 columns, which are called X and Y. And both of these columns contain numeric values. Now, if we want to draw these data using the ggplot2 package, we also need to install and load the ggplot2 package, as you can see in lines 4 and 5 of the code. I have installed the package already, so for that reason I'm just going to load it with line 5 of the code. So after running this line of code, we are able to use the functions of the ggplot2 package, such as ggplot and geomLine, as you can see in lines 7 and 8. So if you run these lines of code, a new plot object is appearing at the top right, which is called ggp. And we can draw this plot to the bottom right of RStudio by running line 9 of the code. And then you can see that we have created a line plot, which contains the data that we have created before. And you can also see that the major and minor grid lines of our plot are shown based on the default specifications of the R programming language. So let's assume that we want to change the minor breaks on the x-axis. Then we can apply the scale x continuous function, as you can see in line 12. And within this function we need to specify the minor breaks argument, and to this argument we need to specify a sequence of values at which positions we want to show our minor grid lines. And we need to add the scale x continuous function to the plot object that we have created before, which is called ggp. So if you run lines 11 and 12 of the code, you can see at the bottom right that our plot is updated. And as you can see, the grid lines on the x-axis have been increased, the number of grid lines. And as you can see, the minor grid lines are following this sequence that we have specified in line 12. Similar to that, we can also change the minor grid lines of the y-axis, and we can do that by using the scale y continuous function instead of the scale x continuous function, as you can see in line 15 of the code. So if you run lines 14 and 15 of the code, you can see that the minor grid lines on the y-axis have been changed. However, the grid lines on the x-axis have been changed back to the default specifications. So in the first 2 examples of this tutorial, I have explained how to change the minor grid lines of a ggplot2 plot. However, it's also possible to change the major grid lines of a ggplot2 plot, as you can see in line 17 and 18. In line 18, I'm again using the scale y continuous function, because in this example I want to change the major grid lines on the y-axis. And then instead of the minor breaks argument that I have used in the previous examples, I'm using the breaks argument in this example, because the breaks argument is specifying the major grid lines. And then to this argument, I'm specifying a vector of 3 values. So in this case, I want to draw major grid lines at the positions 1.7, 2.3 and 4.1. So if you run lines 17 and 18 of the code, you can see that our plot is updated once again. And as you can see, our major grid lines are shown on the y-axis at the 3 positions that we have specified in line 18 of the code. You can also see that in between these major grid lines, we still see minor grid lines on the y-axis. On the x-axis in this plot, we have used the default specifications. Another example that I want to show you is explained in lines 20 to 22 of the code. So in these lines of code, I'm removing the grid lines on the x-axis entirely. And I do that by applying the theme function. And within the theme function, I specify the panel.grid.major.x and the panel.grid.minor.x arguments to be equal to element blank. So if you run lines 20 to 22 of the code, you can see that our plot is updated once again, and this time we have removed all grid lines on the x-axis. However, the grid lines on the y-axis are still shown in the plot. In the last example of this tutorial, I want to show you how to combine all these steps that I have explained in the previous examples. So in this example, I'm using the scale x continuous function to specify the minor breaks. Then I'm specifying the minor breaks of the y-axis as well using the scale y continuous function. And I'm removing the major grid lines on the x-axis and on the y-axis. So if you run lines 24 to 29 of the code, you can see that we have created another plot with different grid lines. And as you can see in this plot, we have specified basically all grid lines ourselves. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video so you can find it there. If you have liked this video or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.